The Australian equities market has a roller coaster ride in 2016, but it's come home with a wet sail. Is that momentum going to keep going into 2017?
Bullish over the next 12 months for the Aussie market. Global growth's improving, the Australian economy is improving, equities are going up.
I'm a bull. I think you've got to look at the major index components, and I think they've got a good growth profile for the first time in a while. And the growth area of the market, the mid caps that have been really hammered the last few months, could bounce back, which will help the index get higher.
Very bullish. I think we're heading into a very good time for equities. It'll be led by the US. We'll drag a bit. I don't think resources will perform, but I think the rest of the market will join the rally, and I think we could easily be up 15 to 20% in the next year or so.
I don't actually have a strong view, James. I think today's level is fair, and I think there are risks and reward potential from here, and I think it's a time for a really sensible portfolio. You don't need to be doing anything outrageous or making any big moves in today's market.
Are you bull for 17, a bear for 17, or are you no animal at all?
No, bull for 17. We're going to see positive EPS growth for the first time in many years. Massive inflows will probably come into equities via moving out of bonds as investors now start looking for more growth. And also, superannuation flows will be positive for the first 6 months as people move money into super before the super rules change on July 1.
After 2 years of underperforming, the large caps in the Australian share market are on fire. The small caps, no one wants to know them. Who's going to be the best performers in 2017?
Small caps, I think, will win. They've been decimated recently by big cap managers moving money out of the small lords into the top 20, especially BHP, Rio and the banks, which have had some of the biggest volumes seen in 2 and 3 years. So I think the small lords will have a resurface and go again, because that's where the real growth is to some extent.
I'll take smalls because I think they've got stronger earnings growth than the big guys, and we're seeing valuations in that area we haven't seen for a number of years post a brutal sell-off, so I'll go with smalls.
Large will outperform small caps after 2 or 3 really strong years from the small caps. We think the banks and resources continue to lead the market higher.
Again, I think you just want to be well balanced. We've seen the risks of owning some of these small caps really come to the fore over the past couple of months, and I think the benefits of some of the large cap stable businesses have been lost a little bit over this last year. And I think if we go through a difficult environment, you'll see some of those benefits come to the fore, and that is that you're going to keep getting paid your dividends and that the business is still going to be profitable in a difficult economic environment, whereas some of the small caps, you can see dramatic changes in their profitability. So again, a well-balanced portfolio.
Smalls have had a bit of a silent crash. It's happened underneath all the noise, but I think the big caps have got, they're on the front foot at the moment. Money's in there, but I think over the course of 17, everyone will join in, and the second half of 2017, the small caps will catch up. So it'll be level pegging by the end of the year. Professional investors, they've got to pick stocks and they've got to have their best stocks. Let's hear what the best stocks for 2017 are going to be.
Imdex, so exposed to the improving mineral cycle, divesting oil and gas business, been through a few cycles before, they've delevered, the capital structure's been cleaned up. We think that one goes a lot higher.
I think you want to have a stock that's leveraged to higher equity prices over the year. And a good recovery, and that's Centrepoint Alliance, which is Australia's biggest independent financial planning group. I like that.
Well, in the small theme, I'd go with Altium. We thought it had one of the best results in August at the reporting season, a meaningful upgrade on its long-term revenue guidance, great management, structural growth in their industry, and they're growing faster, taking market share. And a possible catalyst will be this continued sort of allegiance with Dassault Systems, the French software giant.
Look, I'm a big fan of macro, and by that I like tourism. Chinese tourists have reached 1 million, Southeast Asian tourists are up. Event hospitality is the one that gives you good exposure there via the hotels. Also gives you exposure in the cinema business via Gold Class, which is doing well. So I think that'll be a good play next year.
I'm going to pick a really, really big one here and say Alphabet should be a core part of people's portfolio. I think the owner of Google is an absolutely fantastic business. You would be seeing a lot of this. The advertising dollars shifting online are still a long way behind where the eyeballs are. 2 companies, Google and Facebook, are taking all of the revenue in that online space, and I think that is going to continue to happen. They have a new CEO, Ruth Porat, who has been doing a marvellous job of getting the tech guys to focus on making profit, and I think you're going to see that trend continue to unfold over the next few years.